Rowan Atkinson or Mr. Bean. Rowan Sebastian Atkinson CBE, born January 6, 1955, is an English actor, comedian, and writer. He is best known for his work on the sitcoms Blackadder and Mr. Bean. Atkinson first came to prominence in the BBC sketch comedy show Not the 9 O'Clock News, receiving the 1981 BAFTA for Best Entertainment Performance, and via his participation in The Secret Policeman's Ball. His other work includes the James Bond film Never Say Never Again, playing a bumbling vicar in 4 Weddings and a Funeral, voicing the red-billed hornbill Zazu in The Lion King, and playing jewelry salesman Rufus in Love Actually. Atkinson also featured in the BBC sitcom The Thin Blue Line. His work in theatre includes the role of Fagin in the 2009 West End revival of the musical Oliver. Atkinson was listed in The Observer as one of the 50 funniest actors in British comedy in 2007, and among the top 50 comedians ever, in a 2005 poll of fellow comedians. Throughout his career, he has collaborated with screenwriter Richard Curtis and composer Howard Goodall, both of whom he met at the Oxford University Dramatic Society during the 1970s. In addition to his 1981 BAFTA, Atkinson received an Olivier Award for his 1981 West End theatre performance in Rowan Atkinson in Review. He has had cinematic success with his performances in the Mr. Bean film adaptations Bean and Mr. Bean's Holiday, and also in the Johnny English film series. He also appeared as the titular character in May Gray. Atkinson was appointed a CBE in the 2013 Birthday Honours for services to drama and charity. After university, Atkinson did a one-off pilot for London Weekend Television in 1979 called Canned Laughter. Atkinson then went on to do Not the 9 O'Clock News for the BBC, produced by his friend John Lloyd. He featured in the show with Pamela Stephenson, Griff Rhys-Jones and Mel Smith, and was one of the main sketch writers. The success of Not the 9 O'Clock News led to him taking the lead role of Edmund Blackadder in Blackadder. The first series, The Blackadder, 1983, set in medieval period, Atkinson co-wrote with Richard Curtis. After a 3-year gap, in part due to budgetary concerns, a second series was broadcast, written by Curtis and Ben Elton. Blackadder 2, 1986, followed the fortunes of one of the descendants of Atkinson's original character, this time in the Elizabethan era. The same pattern was repeated in the 2 more sequels, Blackadder III, set in the Regency era, and Blackadder Goes Forth, 1989, set in World War I. The Blackadder series became one of the most successful of all BBC situation comedies, spawning television specials including Blackadder's Christmas Carol, 1988, Blackadder, The Cavalier Years, and later Blackadder, Back and Forth, which was set at the turn of the millennium. The final scene of Blackadder Goes Forth, when Blackadder and his men go over the top and charge into no man's land, has been described as bold and highly poignant. Possessing an acerbic wit and armed with numerous quick put-downs on their list of the 100 greatest TV characters. During the 2014 centennial of the start of World War I, Conservative Party politician Michael Gove and war historian Max Hastings complained about the so-called Blackadder version of history. Atkinson in 1997, promoting Bean. In 2014, young adults from abroad named Mr. Bean among a group of people they most associated with British culture. Atkinson's other creation, the hapless Mr. Bean, first appeared on New Year's Day in 1990 in a half-hour special for Thames Television. The character of Mr. Bean has been likened to a modern-day Buster Keaton, but Atkinson himself has stated that Jacques Tati's character Monsieur Hulot was the main inspiration. Several sequels to Mr. Bean appeared on television until 1995, and the character later appeared in a feature film. Bean was directed by Mel Smith, Atkinson's colleague in Not the 9 O'Clock News. A second film, Mr. Bean's Holiday, was released in 2007. Atkinson portrayed Inspector Raymond Fowler in The Thin Blue Line, a television sitcom written by Ben Elton, which takes place in a police station located in fictitious Gasforth. Atkinson has fronted campaigns for Cronenberg, Fujifilm, and Give Blood. Atkinson appeared as a hapless and error-prone espionage agent named Richard Latham in a long-running series of adverts for Barclaycard, on which character his title role in Johnny English, Johnny English Reborn and Johnny English Strikes Again was based. In 1999, he played the Doctor in The Curse of Fatal Death, a special Doctor Who serial produced for the charity telethon Comic Relief. Atkinson appeared as the star in a reasonably priced car on the BBC's Top Gear in July 2011, driving the Kia CD around the track in 1:42.2. Placing him at the top of the leaderboard, his lap time was significantly quicker than the previous high-profile record holder Tom Cruise, whose time was a 1:44.2. Atkinson appeared at the 2012 Summer Olympics opening ceremony in London as Mr. Bean in a comedy sketch during a performance of Chariots of Fire, playing a repeated single note on synthesizer. He then lapsed into a dream sequence in which he joined the runners from the film of the same name, beating them in their iconic run along West Sands at St. Andrews, by riding in a minicab and tripping the front runner. Atkinson starred as Jules Maigret in Maigret, a series of television films from ITV. Atkinson's film career began with a supporting part in the unofficial James Bond movie Never Say Never Again and a leading role in Dead on Time with Nigel Hawthorne. He was in the 1988 Oscar-winning short film The Appointments of Dennis Jennings. He appeared in Mel Smith's directorial debut The Tall Guy and appeared alongside Angelica Houston and Maya Erling in The Witches, a film adaptation of the Roald Dahl children's novel. He played the part of Dexter Heyman in Hot Shots Part 2, a parody of Rambo 3, starring Charlie Sheen. Atkinson gained further recognition as a verbally bumbling vicar in Four Weddings and a Funeral as the voice of Zazu the Red-Billed Hornbill. He also sang the song I Just Can't Wait to Be King in The Lion King. Atkinson continued to appear in supporting roles in comedies, including Rat Race, Scooby-Doo, Jewelry Salesman Rufus in another Richard Curtis British set romantic comedy, Love Actually, and the crime comedy Keeping Mum, which also starred Kristen Scott Thomas, Maggie Smith, and Patrick Swayze. In addition to his supporting roles, Atkinson has also had success as a leading man. His television character Mr. Bean debuted on the big screen with Bean to international success. A sequel, Mr. Bean's Holiday, also became an international success. He has also starred in the James Bond parody Johnny English film series. Atkinson holds a Category C and E lorry driving license, gained in 1981. Because lorries held a fascination for him, and to ensure employment as a young actor. He has also used this skill when filming comedy material. In 1991, he starred in the self-penned The Driven Man, a series of sketches featuring Atkinson driving around London trying to solve his obsession with cars, and discussing it with taxi drivers, policemen, used car salesmen, and psychotherapists. A lover of and participant in car racing, he appeared as racing driver Henry Birkin in the television play Full Throttle in 1995. Atkinson racing in a Jaguar Mark 7M at the Goodwood Revival Motor Racing Festival in England in 2009. Atkinson has raced in other cars, including a Renault 5 GT Turbo for 2 seasons for its one-make series. From 1997 to 2015, he owned a rare McLaren F1, which was involved in an accident in Caboose, near Garstang, Lancashire, with an Austin Metro in October 1999. It was damaged again in a serious crash in August 2011 when it caught fire after Atkinson reportedly lost control and hit a tree. That accident caused significant damage to the vehicle, taking over a year to be repaired and leading to the largest insurance payout in Britain, at £910,000. He has previously owned a Honda NSX, an Audi A8, a Skoda Superb, and a Honda Civic Hybrid. The Conservative Party politician Alan Clark, a devotee of classic motor cars, recorded in his published diaries a chance meeting with a man he later realized was Atkinson while driving through Oxfordshire in May 1984. Just after leaving the motorway at Thame, I noticed a dark red DBS V8 Aston Martin on the slip road with the bonnet up, a man unhappily bending over it. I told Jane to pull in and walked back.
He might have done it.
A DB8 in trouble is always good for a gloat. Clark writes that he gave Atkinson a lift in his Rolls-Royce to the nearest telephone box, but was disappointed in his bland reaction to being recognized, noting that he didn't sparkle, was rather disappointing and keetive. In July 2001, Atkinson crashed an Aston Martin V8 Zagato at an enthusiasts meeting, but walked away unhurt. This was while he was competing in the Aston Martin Owners Club event, at the Croft Racing Circuit, Darlington. One car Atkinson has said he will not own is a Porsche. I have a problem with Porsches. They're wonderful cars, but I know I could never live with one. Somehow, the typical Porsche people, and I wish them no ill, are not, I feel, my kind of people. In July 2011, Atkinson appeared as the star in a reasonably priced car on Top Gear, driving the Kia CD around the track in 1:42.2, which at the time granted him first place on the leaderboard, with only Matt LeBlanc having set a faster time in the CD. So if you want to keep watching more new beautiful videos like this, don't forget to submit us. If you click on the bell icon, you will be able to know the new videos that we will post in advance.